You are a FURB, sent here in your magnificent corpus to defend an oppressed species of Lutai from their slave-driving Wu-Baiti overlords. You are seated atop the couch, your luscious coat flecked in the blood of a fairy. Your comrades all lie dead by the end of your quest to retrieve a mysterious and powerful artifact called a refrigerator magnet from the fairy. It was a hard road. 4 FURBs needing to drive a car to the store to find weapons, but you did it. Sure, your friends are dead, and the car is missing a few unimportant tires, but you got the magnet back, didn't you? You're a results-oriented kind of FURB, aren't you? And then, one of these goddamned ungrateful Lutai, instead of being thankful that they have their magnet back, they have the absolute gall to call you creepy. This is pretty much your average session of FURB House. You're largely trying to accomplish pretty mundane adventure goals. The book describes it as stuff that would challenge a FURB, but not a human. And your number one antagonist is almost always the incompetence of your own FURB. This is my first video of a series about meme RPG systems. And the word meme is a bit difficult to define because it has essentially lost all meaning. What I'm trying to say is that the word meme is a bit of a meme. When I call something a meme game, I do not mean to insult it or to diminish the hard work of the creators. I simply mean that this is a game where one of the core design concepts is keeping your table laughing. FURB House is an RPG by Bill Volk, who I have interacted with a little bit on Twitter, and he's a really swell dude. So if you have a Twitter account, hike on over there and give him a follow. And I mean, you might as well follow me while you're at it. And since I'm doing a call to action right now anyway, it would mean the world to me if you would like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support me and to encourage me to do more content like this. Okay, core game concepts. So the first thing to note is that everything is set up with a pool of 6-sided die that will be aimed against a difficulty class that the GM will set. But your FURB doesn't have stats, per se. Instead, they have 5 lines of description about themselves, and those description can give you bonus die to different checks. You will always have at least 1 die for your checks, though, and that die comes from the very first line of your character sheet, which is the name that your FURB took when they incorporated themselves into their corpus. I think I meant incarnated, not incorporated. I could say it again. I should say it again. But I'm not gonna. The second line is actually about your FURB's corpus. Perhaps you are an especially strong FURB, or perhaps you possess a majestic coat which will give you bonus die for charming different creatures. Or perhaps you have the most excellent form of FURB corpus of all, one that is extremely long. Third up, you have what is called your house mantle, which will provide you a bonus die to any check that can be safely assumed to be your FURB's job. These jobs will be somewhat extravagant in their title, jobs like Precious Cook or Inter-FURB Impesonator. Fourth is your FURB's beautiful dream. And did you know this? And this is true. It is scientifically impossible for a FURB's dream to not be beautiful. Your beautiful dream should be something grandiose but relatively inhuman, such as earn the respect of the clouds. The fifth and final line is something unique about your FURB, something called a FURB luxury. These can be things like being intelligent enough to remember a single human's name, being sticky enough to climb sheer surfaces, or being tied to a specific word of power that you can shout for various effects during the game. You can indeed be Dova FURB. But now that we know where we get all of these dice for various checks, there is a very curious element, because when you are rolling your dice pool, you are not attempting to roll high per se, because the best thing that a FURB can be is not large. No. The pinnacle of FURBness is to be long. When you roll, you throw away any dice that roll a 4, 5, or 6. That's because these numbers cannot be made to form a line, you understand. But you'll add together all counts of 1, 2, and 3, and these all lined up together form the length of your roll. Okay, retrospective. What do I think about this system? When I first heard about this system, it was, kind of a funny joke. Like, the joke is that there is a Furby RPG that exists. The game itself isn't funny. The existence of the game is the joke. So, as part of this new format, I'm gonna rate all of these meme systems on a tier list. And we're gonna call what I just described as C tier. So basically, if the entire humor of the system is that someone made it, well, that's a C-tier meme. But FURB House is clearly much better than that. See, FURB House was designed to keep you laughing during play, like this was a game designed to actually be played. And you and your friends are going to have a great time accomplishing minor household tasks as heroic adventures, no matter the collateral damage. The system is designed for you to have plenty of adventures you can go on, and they will all be fun to play. Additionally, the whole length of your roll mechanic is utter brilliance that turns every roll into the possibility of laughter as you take stock of the ridiculousness of what you're doing. I also want to give a lot of credit to Bill Vogt for making some very correct design calls. Let's be real. Nobody is going to play a 20-session long Furby campaign, no matter how well the system's designed. The system was always going to need to be built for one-shots and short adventures. FURB House doesn't have much of a progression system or enchanted items or anything, because it just doesn't need them. With that in mind, I'm gonna have to rate our very first meme system as an A-tier meme. Excellent work, Bill. If you'd like to pick up FURB House, then you can find it down below in the description on Bill's website. And if you like this video, stay tuned for next time when I'm going to talk about a very specific meme RPG that got Critical Role into some pretty hot water when they played it.